Hello guys, today I would like to solve a mystery of Sahara with you. I would like to show you some grid of lines on Earth that are responsible for some of the megalithical structures, also some geographical locations and terrain manipulation. If you check this picture, you can see circles of different layers of rock that was melted and was pushed up. And check the smaller circle in left upper left side, and later you will see why. So this has been a mystery for long time. First people and scientists believed it was a meteor crater. Now they think it's a kind of dome formation that is natural, and at the end of this video you will see why it's completely different origin and special purpose. Maybe it's a good time for you to ask yourself a question. What do you think now? What do you know now about the structure? And at the end of the video you will see how it can change the way you look at these ancient sites. The problem with explaining this structure in traditional way is like it's very hard to explain if something is circular like this, and it's not from the crater, from impact, so it's hard to explain why is it so symmetrical. Now I'm gonna use Google Earth, and I will prove you that this structure is not an accident. It has a purpose, and this placement is selected. So to find out the purpose or the origin of this structure, we need to find out why is it located on this place. For those of you who believe it's natural or its displacement is accidental, please check this out. I will turn on some lines. Maybe you heard about energy lines of Earth, and the most famous that is known for a couple of years is orbit around Giza plateau, Eridu, the ancient city, one of the first cities on Earth, Persepolis, Mohanejo, Daro, city that used to have 35,000 people. Here we go to Angkor. Here we are crossing Eastern Island to Nazca, Machu Picchu, Ollantaytambo, and we are going back to Giza. So this path is probably known to you. Also this one is pretty famous. If you want to travel to Angkor, from Angkor to Nazca, there is a good stop for you here. It's called Stonehenge, and guess what, it's exactly in the middle. So here from left side, from right side, this brown line has 10,000 kilometers. So from Stonehenge to Nazca, it's 10,000 kilometers That means Stonehenge is exactly in the middle of this path, and there's no way coincidence. And there are also another tracks, for example, or paths, for example, from Eastern Island through Xi'an White Pyramid back to Mohenjo-Daro, or which also is in special proportions. For example, this green line has exactly 16,000 kilometers, 16,200 kilometers, and also a path from Giza through Teotihuacan and back on this orbit is in a special proportions. In this case, this green path has 12,300 kilometers, and here from Teotihuacan to equator is 3,000 kilometers, and this is 8,000 kilometers from Teotihuacan back to orbit Giza, Nazca, Angkor Wat. Okay, so this is not coincidence. These are paths known to us. Most of the people are ignoring it, but it's about the time to wake up. So let's go back to our problem, because there are another grids, or the lines, and I can talk about it later in later videos. Now let's focus on this eye, and we can see that from Mohenjo-Daro to Eye of Sahara is 8,000 kilometers, plus minus 20 or 30 kilometers, which I believe was this smaller circle later. Okay, so they were working with precision, and this grid can move. You can see a couple of tens of kilometers, but it's really very close to the 80 kilometers from Mohenjo-Daro, and this yellow line is exactly, this is very precise, it's exactly 8,000 to Nazca. So this is very precise. What does it mean? 8,000 kilometers and 8,000 kilometers, 10,000 kilometers. So this is something that may be shocking to you, but 8,000 kilometers is 1/5 of Earth's circumference, and 10,000 is 1/4, and this gives us a really interesting grid. You can see these triangles, for example this smaller line, energy line passing through Eye of Sahara, and is also from the crossroad of another line. So these lines are crossing each other and still keeping their proportions. I will talk about it, or you will see it at the end. So the Eye of Sahara, yeah, it's a marker. It's definitely a marker, and on this orbit from Giza, when we travel to Nazca, it's the 1/5. And what's very interesting is from when we take distance from Nazca to here. I mean, this is no way natural formation. Just check it out. It's going exactly in the middle, this path of this perpendicular formation. And guess what? The distance from this formation to Nazca, it's not coincidental. It's exactly 10,000 kilometers. And also from this marker or this creation, this formation to Angkor Wat, it's also 10,000 kilometers. So that means it's really dividing this orbit yeah, to Angkor Wat it's 10,000 kilometers exactly. So yeah, it's exactly in the middle. What else? What else do we have? We have a lot of these things. Check this out. This grid is making triangles. For example, this triangle. Did I mention this eastern island is a triangle? Yeah, it's a perfect triangle with right angle, and it's not a coincidence. Also, this distance of this longer side, it's I think 20 kilometers exactly. So triangles, it's all about the triangles, all about the dividing surface of Earth and putting energy into it, terraforming, also lifting heavy stuff, transporting it to places. You can see some smaller another path. They are going to like Titicaca, the Salt Lake. Also you can see the crosses. It's all connected, so it's going back to Mohanejo, and you can see for example this triangle here, and or here this triangle here, Eye of Sahara and Giza, and check this triangle here with Mohanejo and Giza, and check the geography under it. It was cut. This is how the Earth was formed and created. Okay, this was cut. To understand it, you have to realize that I believe that in my theory there was these were orbits and also energy lines and the ability to push down something or push something up was and I believe this is how they make the crossing. Also in the biblical stories, through the sea, it explains a lot of things. For example, this structure. Okay, so it's in the middle. It's 10,000 kilometers from one side, from Nazca, and 10,000 kilometers from Angkor. Also, it's symmetrical this way. I don't remember the exact dimension. I can check it. It's 3,000 kilometers. And guess what? here, for example, or Tonga Tapu Island, Tonga. Guess what they have? They have megaliths. So yeah, and I wanted to mention that these triangles also these lines create a grid that yeah, really, if you realize some theories how Earth was created, for example, that Earth is carried by a turtle, and if you check the divisions of some if you check these polygons, yeah, it can you imagine, if you imagine the energy that was put into this, it could resemble, it could remind you turtle. So another thing, you wanna something else, okay, this is not good enough for you, okay, check this out. You are on a path from Angkor. You are passing, in the middle you have Stonehenge, and guess what, 8,000 kilometers after Stonehenge, almost crossing the equator, look what I found. Is this a triangle or not? Yeah, it looks like a triangle, and this position is not also accidental, so yeah, it would be something like station or important crossroad. Guys, check this. Okay, can be in the next video. And so what can we get out of this when considering our Sahara? Well, yes, it's a marker. It's a marker, and I believe this was done by technical civilization, really the gods that lives before us, and were terraforming our planet, and they were lifting, and maybe with some enormous energy, maybe electromagnetic energy, because you know the Earth is the core of Earth is rotating differently than its outer, layer surface. So that's why we have electromagnetic fields, and if you guys put this together and check this grid and check some things, like here you can see the material that was taken, and then over the water it was dropped down. Also here, check this path, taking the material over water, it's dropping the material, connecting with another grid lines which were carrying another material. So yes, it's terraforming. The gods were terraforming our planet, and there's no doubt about it. And it's maybe time to wake up and try to realize what can we get out of it. Maybe if we're able to do this and use this free energy and keep our Earth rotating in connection also with Moon. I will talk about it later. This Sun, Earth and Moon connection. So maybe it's time for us to do the same. Check this. Also, these lines are interesting. They are also the terrain around it is always copying this line. So that's how I came to idea that they could do it, and they could terraform our planet before before they started with wars between themselves, and after that the first civilization started, the Egypt, the Sumerian civilization, and others. You can see the cataclysm was here, and the first civilizations were maybe the guys who were under serious radiation, and by there we have maybe Cro-Magnon and other types of humans that can be deformed because of the radiation. Because all this is in a correlation with historical texts like Bible, ancient Indian texts. For example, if you take drawings on Mohenjo on Eastern Island and compare, it's still a mystery. It's like nobody. They are just guessing, the symbols, and they are guessing it like the fish and these symbols. But the same symbols are found here in Mohenjo-Daro, and like how can they be the same? Only if this were the stops of on a path of traveling path, and this was some kind of signals that they get. I will explain it later. So that's about it for today. Hope you learned something new, and hope you like my view of these things, how this mystery was solved, and really, I really believe this is 100% not accidentally some accidental, some natural formation. So it's a marker, and next time we can check these grid lines, how it worked exactly, and now check this table and check the numeral coincidences. Make a decision for your own. Thank you.